Hey guys, it's another fabulous Craft Wednesday, and today we're going to work on the dinosaur book that I was creating, and I'm hoping it can be done by Mother's Day. So I have a lot of coloring to do, so we're going to color. Grab some paper, you can copy what I did and then color along with me, or just color whatever you want to color and just hang out and color. Go get your color pencils, your crayons, and let's go. So gather your pens, your pencils, make sure they're sharpened, or your crayons, whatever, and let's get coloring. So if you're following along with the workout challenge, which is Janice Sam in the Bedroom Workouts, our 3-month challenge, and we are doing it every single day, so you better be doing it with me. I'm holding myself accountable by doing these videos in the first place, and so I'm holding you accountable. Now in that, in the last video, I talked about how my arm was killing me because I had injured it and then I re-injured it. So I said I would tell you the story of how I injured it in the first place. And this has to do with my dirt bike. So it's been like 18 years since I've been on a bike. So it's still kind of green, okay? And I got this bike and my husband actually wasn't too happy about it. So before we went on our trip, I wanted to make sure that I practiced first, because who wants to make a fool of themselves having the trip be their first time? So I had practiced for like 2 months, but I still could not master turning sharp. Turning was a nightmare for me. So here I am. We're there at the dunes, and I let everybody know before we go on a ride, hey, I've been practicing, but I'm still terrible at my turns. So make sure that if we have to turn around, it's in a big area that I can make a big turn. And toward the end of our trip, like toward the end of that specific ride, I had gotten it up to 4th gear and I was doing really good. And what happens? We have to do a sharp turn because we took a wrong turn and we needed to turn around. And it was either I turn too sharp and go up the hill, or I turn too sharp and go down a hill. And that was not going to be okay. So I had the idea of just getting off my bike, shutting it off, turning it around, like walking it to turn it around. And I probably should have listened to myself, because I didn't do that. Instead, I went ahead and I'm stuck in 3rd, okay? I couldn't downshift to 1st gear. For some reason, it just would not downshift for me. And so I'm stuck in 3rd, and I decide, okay, everyone's waiting on me, pressure's on, just do the turn. Just, who cares? Just do the turn. So I did it. And I did it. I actually turned a sharp turn and was successful, but was leaning a lot on my left leg, and then my knee buckled and it fell on me. So I had to get back up. And now I'm like, okay, well now I better turn it off, because who wants the inevitable to happen? And what's that? Accidentally going for the brake and putting on the throttle. Yeah. So I was scared of that, and I'm trying to turn it off so that I can just pick it up and start over. And so it's not turning. It's not turning off. Like, I'm pressing the kill switch, and I ended up pressing it like 5 times, holding it down each time, and it would not shut off. So then I go over and walk over to my husband, who's in his cousin's Razor, because he rode with him. And I'm like, hey, is there another button I can push, or is there some other way I can turn it off? Like, how do I turn it off? He was pissed, like I said, that I even got the bike. And so he kind of had an attitude, and he was like, I don't know, it's your bike, figure it out. And so I'm like, all right. So I go back over, and I tried to kill it again with the kill switch, and it's still not working. So I came to the conclusion that I'm going to have to do the inevitable. So I'm like, okay, you got this, Jan. You can just grab the clutch, quickly grab the brake without messing up and pushing down on the throttle, and just hop on your bike. You can do this. So I go to do it, and what happens? The inevitable happens. It got away from me. The bike went forward. I fell on top of the bike. The back wheel's still spinning, and my sweatshirt sleeve got caught in the spokes of the back tire that's still stuck in 3rd and spinning. And so it sucks my arm into between the gears and the, what is it? I forget the shaft now, what it's called, but I turned the bike off with my arm. Yeah, it got sucked up in there. It like ripped up my arm. It felt like it ripped the muscle off. And I didn't look at it because all I can hear is my husband going, "What the F are you doing?" So I was like, oh, really? Now I'm pissed. Now I'm just pissed. I don't even notice that it's hurting. I don't know that I messed it up. I just wenched it out of where it was stuck and got back up and started yelling at him. I started cussing him out. And I was pissed. I'm like, I'm going to find my own way back. You just make sure you watch Levi and doesn't get hit and blah, blah, blah. So I go to pick up my bike and I'm like, my left hand can't grasp. It can't clench. So I'm trying to like clench it. And I'm like, oh no, it's not moving. And I'm trying to like mimic my right hand, like, see, my right hand can clench. You can clench your left and it won't. And so I look at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's this huge old contusion and it's all ripped up. And I'm like, great, now I have to show him. So I tap on his shoulder. I didn't want to look at him because I just cussed him out. So then I had to tap on his shoulder and show him. And he's like, yeah, you're not riding back now. I'm going to have to ride back. So we get back to camp. I'm riding in his cousin's car and I'm like trying not to cry because I just cussed him out and I'm pissed off. And the last thing I want to do is cry. But the pain is setting in. And we get back to camp and the guys all helped me. His cousin was like, oh, I got the Neosporin. And the other guy was like, oh, I was a football player, and I coach football and I've seen this a lot. You just have a contusion and you're going to want to bite on this rag and I got to push it back down. And so they helped me wrap it up and oh my gosh, it was so horrible. The pain of it was so bad. But yeah, that's how I injured my arm. And I don't know how I re-injured it. I don't know if I just like pulled it too far or overstretched it or whatever, but it freaking kills to lift that 10 pounds. Like I cannot lift it up. It is killing it. But anyway, yeah, I'm kind of accident prone. I've got a few stories. Maybe I'll share some more. But yeah, that's my story of how I injured my arm. Now focusing back in on this project that I'm doing with the wood burning, I actually was looking at it and was like, I kind of want to add more to these trees. They look a little plain, and I'm so glad I started to put more details on it. It just turned out so much better. Now this and many more will be available. This is a candle holder. It's going to be stained, but this and many more will be available at the craft fair that we're preparing all this for, May 6th. It is at the Andalin Farm over in Sparks, Nevada. So if you're there, come check it out and come buy some cool little crafts. And you got to watch me make them all on here, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe and enjoy the rest of it.